Hi everyone, welcome to Quarantine Choir. Fantastic to see you. Well, here we are, Monday, bright new week, and lots to share with you. First of all, if you're new to the channel, if you've just joined in the last few days, my name's Ben. It's a huge pleasure to meet you. The choir's grown quite a bit since I started it just over 2 weeks ago. As of this morning, we had well over 1,250 subscribed members, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you are new and you're just looking around, you're very welcome. All of the materials here are accessible. Nothing is charged for, everything is free, so please do enjoy it. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, that doesn't cost you anything either. It's just a matter of registering with Google and then signing in. If you already have a Gmail account, you can use that. Otherwise, you can create one. It just takes a minute. And then you can hit that red button. And there are a couple of advantages to subscribing, folks. First of all, it really helps me. Now that we're over 1,000 subscribers, once we get to 4,000 hours of watched footage, which I do grant is quite a lot of me, so thank you to those of you that are putting the time in and watching hour after hour of yours truly wittering on. Then we can access this monetization program and start to get a little bit of an income from it. Secondly, many of you like joining me on the live streams, and if you want to be part of a live stream, you ideally will be subscribed, because then if you click the little bell next to the red button, the subscribe button, you'll get a notification to whichever device you're using, or you'll get an email whenever I'm online, and you just click the link in that email and then it takes you straight to that live stream. The other way, just very quickly, if you want to join us on a live stream, is just to visit the Home Choir channel on YouTube at the appointed time. So if I'm on at 11 o'clock, if you go to youtube.com, put Home Choir, all one word, HOMECHOIR, into that search bar, you'll see the logo, homechoir.uk, click on that, it takes you to the channel and it will say, normally about 5 minutes before I'm due to broadcast, there will be an icon there saying live now. If you get there early enough, you'll catch me warming up and talking to people and just doing a bit of a sound check, and we can have a bit of a chat. Alright, it's a bit like a rehearsal. If you get there early, you can sidle up to the conductor and tell them how you're getting on. Alright, so if you want to come and join me on a stream, I'd love to see you. So look, before I get started today, lots to tell you about. I need to be fairly swift. I want to say that all across the world, these lockdowns are getting more and more intense and looking like they're going to go on for longer. Here in the UK, we're hearing that we are most likely going to be indoors for 6 months. Now that's a lot to take in, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot for us to deal with. But you know what? We're going to be here. No matter how long the lockdown lasts, we will be here. We'll be singing. We'll be bringing you new songs, we'll revisit old songs. And the lovely thing about this choir is that it's open to everybody. We have members from all around the world, so what I'm hoping is if there are people out there who are musicians, who are joining in, who are enjoying themselves, drop me a line if you have any pieces that you think would fit with our particular style. Send it to me at this email address. You know it by now, qchoir@homechoir.uk, and we may feature it on the channel. But no, as I said to somebody this morning, Quarantine Choir's not going anywhere, literally. So now I want to tell you about an amazing project which is actually separate to Home Choir, separate to all of the projects that I've been doing. And this is launching today, okay? And this is a group called the Self-Isolation Choir, and you can see their website here. And those of you that have been fans of my Quarantine Chorus video, and I have to say the Quarantine Chorus video is by far the most watched and the most popular video on the channel. As of this morning, it has had nearly 4,000 views in 4 days. And for a video that's nearly an hour long, that's a lot. I mean, if not everybody's watching the whole thing, otherwise I'd be jumping for joy because we'd have hit our 4,000 hours, but that's still a lot of views. So the Self-Isolation Choir is a new venture. Its aim is to perform Handel's wonderful Messiah, the oratorio Messiah, at home. The project, as I said, launches today. The website is live. I've been asked to conduct this project, which is a huge honour, as this is going to be an international, global event. This is building over the next 8 weeks to a performance on May the 31st, where we all will stand together. I will stand up here in front of you in my finest concert gear, and I will conduct you live, and all around the world we will stand together and we will sing the choruses from Handel's Wonderful Messiah, the pinnacle of which of course is the wonderful Hallelujah chorus, and those people who are taking part are being asked to film themselves singing that, sending it in and creating a wonderful mosaic. Now, the self-isolation choir is not part of home choir, and home choir, we're going to carry on, we're going to keep doing all our broadcasts. I'll tell you in a minute what the updated schedule is going to be with that. But just to tell you a little bit more about the self-isolation choir, this project, there is a small fee to take part. They're asking for £14.95, that's pounds sterling, ladies and gentlemen, and for that you get access to weekly rehearsals with yours truly, and they're going to be running on weeknights from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m, traditional choral society rehearsal times. And the idea at the moment is that, so tomorrow there will be a rehearsal for everybody, and that will be me discussing, a bit like parish notices, what's going on. And then this week, Wednesday we'll run a soprano rehearsal, Thursday altos, Friday there'll be a tenor rehearsal and a bass rehearsal. Okay, so if you sign up you'll get the notifications from that. Next week, Monday will be everybody, and then we will run for the next few weeks, sopranos on Tuesday, altos on Wednesday, tenors on Thursday, basses on Friday. They are hour-long rehearsals, they are led by me from this room, and as I say, over the course of several weeks we will learn the repertoire. Now, one key aspect to this is the involvement of my dear friends at Choral Line, who you will remember from the Quarantine Chorus video. Now, Andrew at Choral Line has done an amazing job with these resources. He has produced the most wonderful app which you can follow along. You can use on your iPad, your phone, your devices, where you can stream and you can download these wonderful rehearsal tracks that he's created, which are entirely malleable and editable, so you can slow them down, you can speed them up, you can rehearse all of the tracks, all of the individuals' lines. If you're an alto, you can pick out the alto line for "And the Glory of the Lord" and practice that tricky bit until you can get it absolutely right. And he is offering a substantial discount on his materials and giving an awful lot of it away for free. So all of that is included in the project. For £14.95 you get to take part in this amazing project. You get a free score, digital score, you get all these wonderful materials, you get hours and hours and hours of me, you lucky people. And here's the key bit, folks. £5 of every person who takes part from every £14.95 will go to charitable organisations, and this will be voted on by you, the choir. The idea is to split the money between supporting musicians whose income has collapsed, so donations perhaps to the Musicians Union. This will be decided by you. And my preference is that we put some of the money towards fighting this awful virus. So think of it as we get to stand together around the world, sing, we're united in joy and love, and with this most wonderful music, some of the best music ever written for choirs. And at the same time, we can do something, we can stand up together, and by singing Hallelujah, we can fight this awful virus. So if you're in any way interested in choral music, have a look at this site and sign up. If you don't want to sign up at the moment, if you want to give it a bit of time, you can join at any time. All the rehearsals, although they will be live, they will, just like my live streams, they will be on the Self-Isolation Choir channel, okay? And just to say one more time, this isn't going to mean I'm not doing Quarantine Choir anymore. Quarantine Choir is continuing, okay? So, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now, because I've taken on this extra project, and many of you are out there pulling your hair out at this point going, "Yeah, we told you to take it easy, you're doing too much." I want to give you a little update on the timings and the way that the home choir broadcasts are going to work for the next couple of months. So first of all, our kids broadcasts, which are going really, really well, and I know many of you are joining in and doing all the actions. You saw me wearing my silly hat again this morning. They're going to continue 11 a.m. till 11:30 a.m. That's BST, that's UK time, every day from Monday to Friday. Please tell anybody that you know who has kids to come along. It's all free. If they are a member of YouTube, they can comment, they can leave their child's name, we will sing hello to them. It's a lovely, lovely broadcast. That'll happen at 11 every single day. We will then, Quarantine Choir is absolutely going to continue, but I'm going to do more live streaming of the Quarantine Choir channel rather than these necessarily all these recorded and edited broadcasts, because it's the editing that takes a long time. And so I'm going to broadcast Quarantine Choir live every day from Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. Okay, and those of you that are members of my Good Afternoon choirs, you'll be very at home with that idea of singing in the afternoon. Now, if you can't join me at 2 p.m. UK time, absolutely fine. The broadcast will be put up on the channel, and they will follow the same structure as our Quarantine Choir broadcasts at the moment. So I'll start with news and announcements, we'll do a warm-up, we'll learn a piece, and then we'll sing all together. But there won't be quite as many of these edited broadcasts for the time being. I'm going to continue my Sunday morning live stream, so that will be 11 a.m. On the Home Choir channel. That's again UK time. And just to say, those of you who might be put off by the thought that we're singing sacred songs, it isn't a service. I'm not in any way a priest or ordained. It's more a case of, I know that there are people out here, out there, I should say, who take great comfort in singing these lovely songs and these lovely pieces, and I feel that it's entirely appropriate that as it's Sunday we should sing those songs. So everybody's welcome, please come along and be part of it. Yesterday we had people from all around the world live commenting and saying that they were singing along and enjoying themselves. Now the only thing is, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to be doing any videos on a Saturday, okay? I need one day a week where I don't come into this room, where I don't record, and I can focus entirely on the rest of the house. There are shelves to put up, ladies and gentlemen. There's a garage that needs cleaning. So I'm not going to be putting out a new broadcast for the time being. While I'm doing the self-isolation chorus, Saturday I'm going to take some time for myself and my family, and I know that you're happy with that. I know that you are. And if you find yourself there on a Saturday going, I really want some Quarantine Choir, well then go and have a look at the dozens of videos that are already on here. Or do you know what? Go and have a sing with somebody else's choir. I don't mind. I really don't mind. This Gareth Malone chap sounds like he might be quite good. Yeah? Don't know. The lad has potential. Keep an eye on him. He's going places. And the other thing, I know that many of you, I've already said, the Quarantine Chorus is a really popular part of our broadcast, so they are going to continue. I'm going to produce one edited video per week. That's going to be the Quarantine Chorus, and I'll drop in these little treats like today's video from time to time. So one more time, I will be broadcasting Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. for children and between 2 and 3 p.m. for Quarantine Choir. I'll broadcast on a Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and that will be our Sacred Songs broadcast. And then every evening on a different channel for the self-isolation choir. That is a paid subscription. That is £14.95 for 8 weeks of rehearsals, free score, and to take part in Handel's Messiah on May 31st. We're going to call it Hallelujah Day at the moment. I think that's a really, really lovely way of putting it. So if you are able to join me for any or all of those events, I look forward to seeing you, and I love having you with me. So I think that's enough wittering for me. I've done a lot of talking today. Let's get warmed up. Let's get warmed up. Now if I could invite you please to join me in being upstanding, planting your feet a shoulders width apart, making your knees nice and soft, your back straight and your neck long. If standing's not on the menu, if I could ask you to bring yourself to just the very edge of your seat so your back isn't leaning back into it, give yourself a straight back and a long neck. And what I'll ask you all to do, ladies and gentlemen, is just to take a couple of deep breaths in and out, in your own time, in your own style, in your own fashion. I'm not asking for any particularly interesting, posh singing breaths at the moment. I would just like you to take some deep breaths and let them out. And this is just about releasing anything that you're carrying around with you, any tension, any stress. Just blow it out. And breathe in the joy of singing and blow out any tension. Breathe in the feeling of being connected to each other and blow out any stress. Lovely. And just continue that for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, just in your own time, in your own way. And what I'm going to ask you to do as you're doing that is to just feel your weight pressing down into the floor, as we do in our regularly in our warm-ups, to feel yourself as if your weight could press down through the floor, all the way down into the earth like tree roots, and can shoot off away from you, connecting with every other person, every other creature, every living thing on the planet. You are connected to everything. We are all connected. So let's breathe. Let's breathe in the confidence and strength that comes from that. And blow out anything that we don't want to have with us. Lovely job, everybody. Let's roll our shoulders a little bit. And I just want you to make sure that you're doing this really gently. We're not trying to start a motor or anything. It's just about releasing tension. I don't know about you, I'm spending quite a lot of time hunched over, looking at my phone, looking at my iPad, typing at the computer. So my shoulders and neck are feeling particularly tense. So this exercise is really useful for just letting that go. We're going to roll the shoulders forwards now. And as you're doing this, remember to take lovely, big, deep breaths. This is true multitasking, ladies and gentlemen. Breathing deeply whilst rolling the shoulders. And you might just want to do one on its own and just focus on trying to make that as smooth as you can. If there are any little jolts, any little moments where it sort of jars, just go over that bit and just see if you can't work that tension out and loosen that shoulder out. And when you're happy with it, bring it up to your ear and then let it fall. Lovely. And let's do the other side. We'll roll that shoulder and we'll roll it the other way. Lovely. And bring that up to your ear and let it fall. That's great, everybody. Let's just rub our hands together. And the backs of your hands. And your forearms. And your upper arms. And your face. And all the way down your body. Be careful about anything that you might be standing in front of when you do this one. Go all the way down, touch your toes. Or at least have a good old wave at them. And then get rid of all of that. Shake your hands in the air. Well done, everybody. That's great. And now just on the spot, if we can just stamp a little bit and just feel the power of that. You stamp down into the ground and plant your feet. I don't know about you, it's been 2 weeks since I left the house, and so I need to walk. I need to feel like I'm moving. So I'm just going to walk on the spot for a minute. I'm just going to turn my attention to my neck. I'm just going to tilt it over to one side. Just be careful of your balance if you're walking and tilting your head. Tilt it the other way. Tilt it back. Tilt it to the middle. Lovely. Let your head fall forwards and just stand now with your head forwards. Slowly raise it. That's great. Let's tilt our head over to one side. Feel the stretch. Lovely. Head to the middle and the other way. Feel the stretch. To the middle and forwards. Feel the stretch along the back. Splendid. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to let our head roll left, right and forwards. Just loosen our neck muscles up a little bit. Well done, everybody. Now, if you have a drink of water, this is a time to have a little sip. It's really important, particularly as the weather gets warmer. We're inside. It's really important to stay hydrated. Of course, the best drink for you is water. Other drinks are available, I am aware of that. But water, I think I've said before, when I was a child, I used to think that alcohol was an adult's drink. And now as I'm in my 40s, I realise that water is the true adult's drink. So cheers. Now what we're going to do very quickly is we're just going to loosen our jaws up. So can you all roll your jaw around? Lovely. Roll it the other way. Splendid. Roll that around. Loosen up your cheeks. Lovely. And just one, a quick kind of bulldog face shake. Can you all just do this for me? And I love the fact I've got over 1,000 people out there who've just gone. That's just for me. That's just made my day. Thanks, everybody. I think what we'll do is just a very quick bit of nice, tall breathing. So if you just open your mouth as if you yawned, and there you are. I bet at least a couple of hundred of you have just yawned. You're welcome. So if you have just yawned, just remember how that felt. Yeah? And in fact, if you haven't yawned, well then next time you do, just notice what happens. Your jaw gets tall, your tummy moves out, your body takes over and does a perfect breath. So let's do one of those together. Nice, tall mouth, and breathe. And blow. One more, tall mouth, breathe from here, and blow. Fabulous, well done. So now folks, let's do some humming. We'll start on a C. Can I invite everybody please take a nice deep breath and hum with me. Off we go. Lovely, and that's an ooh. An oh, please. An F for egg. me. Just a quick pause on that one. When using the I sound, can you make sure it's as open as you can make it? I rather than an E. We don't want that nasal vowel. Anyway, you want an I with a dropped jaw. So let's try that one again, same pitch. And lovely. And R now with a nice tall mouth. And one more. Splendid. A couple of just repeated phrases. My turn first. Ma, ma, ma. Your turn. Thank you. My turn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Splendid. My turn. Wee, wee, wee. Very nice. La, la, la. Lovely. One more. Ya, ya, ya. Everybody. Thanks very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So our piece today, ladies and gentlemen, is a very special piece indeed. It's been arranged by a dear friend of mine, the wonderful Eric Wetherell. Now Eric is a hugely respected musician, composer, conductor, performer. He has had the most amazing career. He was a conductor at the Covent Garden Opera House. He co-founded the Welsh National Opera. He's conducted orchestras all around the world. An amazing musician, and his pieces are glorious. So this is one of his arrangements. Now it's a traditional Irish tune. The words are a traditional Ulster air, and the piece is called My Lagan Love. And if you put that title into YouTube or Spotify or any of these services, you'll find dozens and dozens of versions. But I think this is the best. And I'm hugely grateful to Eric for allowing me to showcase this on the channel. Thank you, Eric. We hope you enjoy what we do with it. Now, the original key of this piece was E major, because it was originally arranged for 2 soprano sections and an alto section. Obviously, we are an SATB choir. We have people here with high voices and low voices. And so I decided to transpose it down a minor third. So that just means the highest note is no longer a G. All right, and I know I've got people out there who can sing top G. Well done, congratulations. You can just feel smug and superior to everybody else, all right? But for now, we're all going to sing slightly lower so that we mere mortals with lower voices can join in with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the first verse. I'm going to sing it for you, and then we'll learn it together. There are 3 verses. The tune is the same between each. The way that the tune is treated is different. So the first verse, the tune is on its own. The second verse, there are other voices that sing along. When you see the video at the end, it's a very, very special little video for this piece. You'll hear all that together when you're singing with it. It is beautiful. And then the last verse, there is a main tune and there is a little bit of desk hand work, which I'm going to ask the sopranos and altos to sing for me. So lots to look forward to. So let's have a look at the piece, shall we? I'll sing you the first verse, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll take it to pieces and we'll learn it. Do bear in mind that this tune comes back 3 times throughout the song, so once you've learnt the first verse, you've pretty much learnt the entire song. There is a little bit of descant work in the third verse, which I'm going to ask the altos to take for us, but we'll come to that one in a minute. So, here is My Lagan Love. Lagan stream sings lullaby, there blows a lily fair, the twilight gleams in her eye, the night is on her hair, and like a love-sick linen she hath my heart in thrall, nor life I own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all. There we are. Isn't that a beautiful tune, folks? And that beautiful, jazzy inspired, but still very, very respectful and very, very intimate piano parts. Beautiful. It's a wonderful arrangement, Eric. Thank you so much. So let's have a look at that tune. What you might have noticed just by listening is that the first line musically is the same as the second, and also very, very similar to the third. There's a little difference at the start. But if you learn the first line, you basically know the music for the second and most of the fourth line of the 4-line verse. A very typical folk tune, okay? So, first of all, it starts on that note, and you get that note from the piano, everybody, you get this. That note in that third bar, so when that comes along, you know where to start. And we climb up, we sing, "Where Lagan stream sings lullaby, there blows a lily fair." Sing that with me. 1, 2. Where Lagan stream sings a lullaby, there blows a lily fair. And the music for the second line is the same. The twilight gleam is in her eye, the night is on her hair. Fantastic. Apologies for my mouse making a break for freedom. So yes, you'll notice the music is the same each time. And at this point, I just want to speak to the altos and basses who are sat at home going, "That's a little bit on the high side, Ben." I do appreciate it is a high-pitched tune. So what I would suggest you do is, where you need to, just drop down the octave. Okay, there's a moment that definitely you'll need to drop down the octave, so don't worry about it. Just have fun, enjoy yourselves, move around as you need to. Okay, so that's the first 2 lines sorted. Okay, now the third line, as you often find in music, you often find it actually this rule of 3. Introduce something, repeat it, change it the third time. If you don't believe me, think about the structure of a lot of jokes where it's usually the third person that the funny thing happens to. Well, look here. The third line contrasts, and this is a lovely bit of melody writing. Here it goes. "And like a love-sick Lennon she hath my heart in thrall." And you hear I'm going up into my falsetto voice because it's quite high. Absolutely fine. Go with it, everybody. All right. So if we just do that together, okay. "And like a love-sick Lennon she hath my heart in thrall." Fabulous. In case anyone's wondering what a Lagan or a Lennon is, Lagan refers to a river, capital L, and a Lennon she rather is a lover, a lost lover. Okay, so we've gotten to that lovely note there, and we come to the fourth line. As I say, it's mostly the same as the first 2, but there is a bit of difference. So we get this wonderful, where we rise up to that lovely higher note, and so you get this lovely effect. "Nor life I own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all." Isn't that lovely? So let's put that all together. Okay, we'll take it from the very beginning, where Lagan stream, and then we'll sing it all the way through. And let's have a look then at the second verse. Okay, so from the beginning. All right, here we go. Start to take a deep breath. There's your notes. Deep breath. "Where Lagan stream sings lullaby, there blows a lily fair, the twilight gleam is in her eye, the night is on her hair, and like a love-sick Lennon she hath my heart in thrall, nor life I own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all." Well done, everybody. Let's sing the second verse. The words will pop up on the screen. Sing with me. Deep breath. "And often when the beetle's horn hath lulled the eve to sleep, I steal unto her shieling lawn, and through the dooring peep, there on the cricket singing stone, she stirs the bogwood fire, and the song of heart's desire. You've done so well, everybody. Let's have a look at that last verse. Where Lagan Love sings lullaby, that blows a lily fair, the twilight gleams in her eye, the night is on her hair, and like a love-sick linen she hath my heart in thrall, nor life I own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all. Well done, everybody. Lovely job and a lovely piece of music, isn't it? Now, I did say there was one little bit to add, a tiny bit of descant, just at the start of that third verse. And when you listen to the video in a minute, you'll hear all of these lovely harmonies, and I would just like to have as many of you as possible that would like to sing this very, very pretty little descant. It doesn't go very high at all. I think it's perfect for altos, maybe a couple of mezzo-sopranos, but anybody, if you want to sing this, you can sing it. So in that third verse, where we rise, where Lagan, on the next note, on love, we start this little line, okay? And it's supposed to be sung very, very quietly, very gently, with an sound, with closed lips. For now, I'm just going to sing it to an ooh, just so you can hear it nice and clearly. But when we sing it with the video, if you could please hum, okay? So it's like this. After three, it goes. Okay, that's the first time. Let's do that again. And if this goes too quickly, please just rewind me. Just rewind me. Just rewind me. Just rewind me. Just, you get the idea. Okay, so we get where and splendid. We then repeat that, except the end is a bit simpler. We sing. Well done. Let's just sing that once more. I'll have a go at playing the piano part, singing the tune, but I'll play the descant and you sing along with this, okay? And if there's a sudden edit at this point, you know that I had a go and it didn't go well. If there isn't an edit, it was fine. I wonder what's going to happen, okay? So I'll give you the little intro. This is 4 bars before you come in. Here we go. Deep breath, everybody. When Lagan Love sings a lullaby, there blows a lily fair, the twilight glimmers in her eye, the night is on her hair. I think that's worth a bit of a celebration. Round of applause for me, goodness me. Whew. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're ready to sing this through. Now, I need to tell you a very quick story, and I'm just going to check the timer on this, or in a minute, the camera's going to switch itself off. So there's going to be an edit here. Ready? There we are. Just a quick bit of explanation, folks. From time to time, if you see a sudden edit, it may be that I've made a mistake, or, as is more common these days, my ancient camera, which can only record 11 minutes of video footage in one go before it decides to turn itself off. The number of times in the last couple of weeks that I've been almost at the end of a bit of teaching and I've heard the dreaded click from the camera as it turns itself off. It's been frankly lucky not to have been launched through the window a couple of times, but anyway, I digress. I need to give you a little bit of background to this video before we watch it. I reached out to some dear friends of mine, a wonderful choir that rehearse and perform just down the road from here in Clevedon, in the southwest of England. The choir's called Miscellany. It's led by the legendary Andrea. They're a wonderful group. I've worked with them before and I knew that they were friends of Eric. In fact, he arranged this piece for them. So I reached out to them over email. We're all in isolation over here, and I asked them if they would do me the honour of recording themselves singing their voice parts and sending them to me. And bless them, several members of them, despite their worries and nerves and struggling with technology, they did a lovely job and they emailed them to me. And there was one more person I thought had to be involved. So I reached out to Eric and Liz's daughter, Sophie, who is a head of music at a school in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, can't even say it, in the UAE, shall we say. And, well, in a minute you're going to have a sing-along. I do hope you enjoy it, and you might need a box of tissues handy because this is a bit of a tearjerker, folks. Enjoy.
Steal unto her shieling lone, and through the dooring beam, there on the cricket singing stone, she stirs the boatwood fire, and comes in sad sweet undertone, the song of heart's desire. Where Lagan Love sings lullaby, there blows a lily fair, the twilight gleam is in her eye, the night is on her hair, and like a love-sick lamb she hath my heart in thrall, no life my own, nor liberty, for love is Lord of all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for our show today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, tomorrow there'll be a live Quarantine Choir broadcast, as promised at the start of this video. So just to say it one more time, 11 AM tomorrow is live Quarantine Choir Kids, or QC Kids as we're calling it. At 2 PM tomorrow, I will be live on this channel. We'll be learning a new song, we'll be warming up. It'll be just like this, except it'll be interactive. So if you're around, I know you've all got busy schedules, got lots on, but if you can find a spot in your diary to come and join me at 2 PM, that would be great. Now remember, in order to find the live stream, There are a number of ways. Number one, if you're a subscriber, it's easy. Just press that little bell icon next to the red button where you subscribe, and thank you for doing that, bless you. And you'll get a notification to whichever email address you gave. Just as I go online, click on the link and you're here, you're with us, it's easy. The other way to do it is just before 2 p.m, let's say 1:55 or so, if you please go to the Home Choir channel. And remember, Quarantine Choir is the programme, Home Choir is the channel, a bit like the news is on BBC One, okay? So if you go to YouTube and you type in Home Choir, you come to the channel, you'll find us, you'll find me streaming, okay? And then you can send messages, we can talk. It'll be a little bit like being at choir rehearsal. We get just that lovely little frisson of knowing that there's lots of people out there, okay? Now, if you've liked today's video, please consider just pressing that thumbs up button, giving me a like. It really helps. It helps YouTube appreciate what we do. I've had messages from the YouTube team congratulating us on reaching 1,000 subscribers. So, you know, we are definitely moving up the rankings. Liking, sharing this, send it to anybody, literally anybody, all right? All the Home Choir resources are free for anyone to use. The only restriction I say is please don't sell them on for profit, okay? All of this is for anybody in the world to use. Doesn't matter if they're young, old, for school, for care home, for anybody, okay? Share them, please. And finally, please consider subscribing. As I said, it really helps me. But look, in the meantime, thanks for being with me today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Some of you I'll see live. If you can't make it, doesn't matter. Come and watch the stream later on. All right, but in the meantime, everybody, have a great day. Take care, be well, and I'll see you soon.